Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Normally on this channel, or so far on this channel, we've been doing a makeover of the garage, building cabinets, building these tables, putting the robot CNC to work, a little bit of laser engraving. Today, it's just for fun. It's just for me. I mean, it's just for my kids. Yeah, that's it. It's just for my kids. Yeah. So y'all may not know this. I have two kids, a couple years apart, and we have a Power Wheel that they like to drive around, and it's a one-seater, so my oldest child will drive it and try to squeeze my younger child in there, but it's just getting a little cramped. So we've been on the lookout for a bigger one, like a two-seater, and lo and behold, one of my neighbors said, hey, we don't want this anymore. So graciously they offered it out to anybody in the neighborhood for free, and I got it. So today we're going to use the teachings of a childhood mentor of mine, we'll say, Tim the Toolman Taylor. We're going to add a little power to this thing. We're going to convert it over to a drill battery so we can just slide a drill battery in it every time we want to go ride. We're going to add a speed controller to it so that I can turn it down, turn it up, make it go fast, make it go slow. We're also going to put a remote stop on it so that if my kids are driving out, towards the road, or going to hit something, or towards the car, we can hit that button and turn the power off, basically. So if all that sounds interesting to you, stick around. We're going to get started with cleaning this thing up. Now, as you can see, this thing was quite dirty when I got it. It had been sitting out, sun bleached. All the stickers were still on it. So I hit it with a little Dawn power wash. Did a little scrubbing just to get some of the dirt off. And that worked pretty well. Obviously, that sun bleach is not going away. A little scrubbing is not going to do that. So we're going to have to figure that part out. And then I wanted to go get the stickers off. So the first thing I did was, grab a scraper and start trying to scrape it all off, and that wasn't making much progress. So I figured it was worth the time and worth the effort to go ahead and get the pressure washer out and go ahead and rip all that stuff off. And the pressure washer makes really quick work of taking off all those stickers, and it made quite a mess in my yard, but definitely worth it, because that stuff, it was all baked on, and a heat gun or something like that probably would have helped too. But easiest thing to do is just get out this pressure washer and just rip them off. It was actually kind of fun just tearing those things off too, though, and it helped get the rest of it clean, all the dirt and grime that didn't get scrubbed off. So Oh, you can see really the sun damage. That's the underside. That's the top side. Not real sure yet how we're going to fix that, or even if we can fix that. We're going to give it a shot, though.
Oh, it's kind of cool like that. Is that right over there? Huh. Oh, this looks kind of cool. Sidebar stuff. I'm gonna clean these up. Probably add some paint to them since they're metal. You got a nut on it. Look for clips. Oh yeah. What anymore? Dirt's still coming out of this thing. See it come right off.
The reason I'm tearing it down is this thing's got a lot of sun bleach. It's spent a lot of time outside. And I'm going to try to fix some of it. Make it look a little, what am I doing? A little bit nicer. It's not going to cost me money to do that. It's just going to be probably some elbow grease. Got some ideas how we're going to fix some of it. I also managed to find the stickers, the replacement stickers for this. It was relatively inexpensive. And then, as you saw, pressure washed all the stickers off so we could replace them. And now we've got this thing all broken down. Clean it up some more and try to get it looking as best we can. But while we got it apart, let's go over some of the electronics we're going to be putting in this thing. All right, guys, let's talk about the wiring for this. Part of the noise. Well, laser's finishing up in the back for our customer. Let's talk about the wiring for this. So the first thing we're going to start with is the battery. I have rigid battery power tools, so that's what I'm sticking with. This is actually not a rigid brand battery. This is one bought off of Amazon, and I'll leave the links in the description to all these so that you could follow along and do this with your power wheel at home. This is a 6 amp hour rigid pattern battery, and then this is simply a universal battery clip. So that goes on, is made to fit the rigid and give you a power and a ground, and it simply slips on just like this would a drill, but it gives you your power and your ground. Now the next thing that's going to feed into is going to be the remote control switch, essentially. So all it is a box. It uses the power from the battery, and it's just a switch. It's just an on-off switch with a remote key fob. That's all it is. So I'll have, it's labeled power in, power out, ground out, and I'll be able to turn it on and turn it off remotely. Now this isn't going to work, way down the street, but I think you can expect, just like the key fob for your vehicle. It's a very similar setup, but it's just a standalone setup, and we'll go from the battery in and then out, and then from there we're going to go to the speed controller. Now, I guess this could be potentially intimidating to somebody. It's really not that complicated. All it is a knob or a rheostat, and it has an input, so input from the power, and then output to the motor. And what this allows you to do is control the voltage out, so to the motor. So what we'll do is we'll hook up the battery, we'll put our multimeter here, and then we'll find the output at 12 volts, which is what this power wheel runs off of. So we'll find where this meets 12 volts, and we'll mark that spot. And that's what, likely what I'll run this at is 12 volts, so that it's running at its design speed. And then, kids around the neighborhood won't start talking smack, maybe do some racing. Go turn it up. Show them what it can do. And that's it. It's so simple. It's going to go in the original battery compartment. I hope I'm going to find room for all this in there. I should. The original power wheel battery is fairly large, and I think I will be able to find the room for all this. It's just these two boxes, and making sure that I have access to this knob, and then a spot to screw this on so that the battery can easily be slid in and then removed. And this is honestly, just this part right here is a great upgrade for your batteries. I looked at the power wheel battery, and just buying another 12 volt power wheel battery was like 70-80 bucks. Well, I can take this one when they're done riding, boom, pull it out, throw it on my drill charger that I've already got plugged up, everything's going, and run it. And then, if you want to get real crazy, run two batteries. I think you'd have to wire it in series to make it 36 volt, and this thing's going to haul. And it's probably going to burn up the motor pretty quick, but it will haul. So let's get started doing some of the wiring. All right, so what I had to do was make a mounting plate for the battery connector. So I cut out a small piece of plywood. It's just like a 1/4 inch piece of plywood that I had on hand, and I cut it out. I actually super glued it in place to the backer board. Obviously, I had to make it fit this area
Had to relief cut this, slide it in. Also had to make sure that this battery door was going to clear the battery. And then I ran 2 screws, and this screw goes all the way through this piece of wood and into the plastic below. It was basically because it was dished out in there. There was no good flat spot to mount the battery, and this is what I came up with. And then this is the top section here, right here, and the remote is going to go, the remote control box is going to go over here, or vice versa. The speed control motor is going to go over here, or speed controller is going to go here, and the remote control is going to go on this side. And I will show you that as I get it wired up. All right, so I have everything in and wired up, and I kind of wanted to show you with everything in here. This is not quite mounted yet because I need to do some manipulation of the cover. So what we got is the battery running in to the remote on off, and from the remote on off to the DC motor controller, and from the motor controller back into the car. So this was just the positive and negative from the original battery that was in the Power Wheel, and then it runs through the normal forward, reverse, and gas pedal. So right now we've got it in forward, we've got a battery on it, and then I'll hit the gas. I'm gonna adjust that camera just a little bit so you can see that pedal. So I'm hitting the gas, nothing, holding the gas, and then on. So now I'm holding the gas, and then off, and it turns it off. Back on, back off. Now we'll turn it on, and then I'll show you what the motor controller does, right? So we've got it on, and now I can turn it up, turn it way down, right? So what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna put a multimeter on here, and I'm gonna find, once I put my knob back on, find where 12 volts is. I'm gonna mark it. That way I'll know that when the knob is in that position, it'll be 12 volts and running 12 volts of power like these 2 motors are supposed to have. And then if I want to go fast, we'll just turn it up a notch. All right, I'm gonna finish getting all this mounted and the cover and everything back installed, and keep plugging away. Okay, you can see we've got everything mounted up. Speed controller, remote controller, and the battery plate. So the battery will just slide right in there. And then as you click it on, see that red light on the motor controller? That lets you know it's on. You hit the off, and it's off. And then this will close up once I have all the screws in, just like normal. And you'll never know.
Check this out. Works great on that black, green. Night and day difference. Bunch of white in here, sun bleached area. A little bit of heat real fast from this torch. Really brings it back to life. Ooh, that one smoked a little bit. I'll give that one a second to rest. Here is very sun bleached and scratched and chalky. We're gonna hit it with this torch. I mean, that is like instant gratification. Wild how good it's bringing the color back. That is wild. It's working really great on the black and on this dark green. So far, it works a little bit on the lighter green, but not near as well as it does on this green. I'm sure you could do this with a heat gun as well. Man, I gotta tell you guys, this torch on this plastic, it's working way better than I thought it would. Like I said, it works great on the black. It's working great on the dark green. Not as well on this lighter green. Not sure why that is. It's got to be something with the different types of plastic or the pigments or dyes, types of dyes they used or something. But that it's just instant gratification. I mean, it's like painting it, but without all the prep work. This before and after is going to be pretty dramatic. All right, guys, it's the following day. We managed to get everything put back together, get the sticker kit completed. I did do some painting on it. I painted the front bumper and these side rails. I use a Rust-Oleum satin black that is made for to bond to plastics and metal. But it was the original. It was like this light colored green, and it was really sun bleached. And I just thought it would look better in black. The sticker kit I got from, I think it's called MLToys. I'll put the link down in the description. That was a great website to deal with. I got wheels coming, but I had some problems with another website called kidswheels.com. Still battling with them. Not a good website to use. I'd say stay away from kidswheels.com. They have like an F rating on Better Business Bureau. But the MLToys, they had everything. They had the sticker kits. They had spare parts, batteries, tires. It was a decent website to deal with. All the electronic parts links will be in description. And this, all in all, this project was, I would say, pretty easy. So it shouldn't be anything that's intimidating, even if you don't have experience with electronics or anything like that. There was no soldering, nothing like that. Everything was screw together clamps, super easy. And yeah, I would encourage anybody to try it. If you got a Power Wheel sitting out in your garage that kids aren't using anymore because you hadn't bought a battery, this is the perfect way to bring it back to life. If you're in the market for a Power Wheel and you can find one on Facebook that needs a battery, you know, people get rid of them all the time. This is the perfect way to bring it back to life. But if you like this video and you learned something, don't cost you nothing. Consider hitting that thumbs up button. And if you want to see more of this kind of content on this channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. We're a growing channel, and subscribing really helps us grow. But this only thing now to do now is take it out here and rip it up. So we're going to go do that, and we'll catch you on the next one.